I am back with another video, and today I bring to you Inktober week 3, baby. Hell yeah. Oh my god, we're nearly done. It is great. I am excited because by now, whether you're doing Inktober or not, by this point everyone is sick of hearing about Inktober, so I'm kind of glad that it's nearly over, but at the same time I've really been enjoying it this year. Like, the past couple of times that I've done it, I've hated it. By this point, I'm like, why am I still doing this? But then this year, with this Khan Inktober list that I have been using, the cat is about to pounce on me. Please, stop. Okay, the crisis has been averted. I am back. And I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I have been really enjoying Inktober this year. And the prompt for the drawing that you're currently seeing, I don't know why I'm struggling so much at the moment. The prompt is the contents of someone's bag, and I have a lot of characters. I didn't want to do the contents of my own bag because it's pretty boring. It's just like a sketchbook and some tissues basically, because I'm a snotty person. This is too much information, but I'm like, my nose is just constantly running. I've probably got something wrong, but that's an issue for another day. The point is, my bag is boring, so I wanted to do one of my characters' bags, but I couldn't figure out which one. So I did a poll on my Instagram, and y'all chose Emilio, so I decided to go with Emilio, and I'm glad that y'all chose Emilio because he has some cool stuff in his bag. I don't know how it all fits in that tiny bag of his, but it's like a TARDIS or something. He makes it work, and he's got lots of little cute things, and I love it. He's got some freaking Chanel perfume. I have never smelt Chanel No. 5, but we have a vintage like bottle, like an empty perfume bottle, and it was Chanel No. 5, and it was really tiny, and I was like, I'm gonna just draw that. I don't even know if they still make it. I don't know what it smells like because the bottle's empty, but we'll just go with it because I think he'd like that. And I'm really happy with like the composition of this drawing because initially I wasn't going to have Emilio in it, which I feel like looking back would have been a bit weird because it's his bag. So you should see who Emilio is if you've never seen him before. This is Emilio. But yeah, I'm glad that I put him like in the middle with all the things around him because I had the idea to put him like on the side, but I don't know, this just looks good and I like how it turned out. And is it just me, or like, do all of my drawings, they have a normal sized head, normal sized shoulders, but then they just like, their bodies start to get like smaller and smaller the further down you get, and it starts to look really weird. Like, I don't know if it's just me, just something that I'm noticing, or just this drawing and the way it's like cropped, but I don't know, I just get that vibe from this and a lot of my other drawings, and it's something that I probably need to work on. But the thing is, when you've got yourself into a habit during drawing, sometimes it's hard to get out of it, even with practice, because when you draw limbs longer than you usually would, sometimes it looks really weird. Have the same issue with arms. I don't know why. It's weird. But we gotta figure that out eventually, because there is a difference between being like, it's a style choice, and being like, it's a very bad anatomical error, kiddies. Of course, like, there's exceptions to that whole thing. I don't want to get into a debate about it. Whatever, do what you want with your art. The cat is scratching on the scratching post now. Fun fact about my setup at the moment, I'm using the cat's like cat tree thing to hold my iPad while I record, because if I record voiceovers in my studio, it's like really echoey, and I don't know why, I don't know how to fix it. So I come into the lounge room, set up on the cat tree, and record from there. So it's probably about time that I start talking about the actual drawing. At the moment, I'm drawing his phone, which has him and Dee Dee in the background, and it's one of those cases with like the little 3D things on the case, and I made it a bear, and it's adorable, and I want it as a phone case. I've got an iPod case that's like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and he's 3D, but because his ears are like so thin, they've started to break off, so I don't like to use it. But yeah, What else does he have in his bag? He has sunglasses, he has movie tickets, crumpled up receipts, crumpled up tissues, like me. He has his Chanel number 5, his purse where he keeps his money, tissues. Band-aids are essential for Emilio because he has a blood phobia, so if he like gets a cut or something and he can't cover it up, then he's gonna freak out. So he needs those Hello Kitty band-aids to just calm him down so they can just reset, get on with his day. And then he's got hand sanitizer, because when you're out and about, you're touching things that a million other people have touched, and you don't want that, so you use hand sanitizer. That's how you stay healthy. He's got a notebook, he's got a gel pen, which is pink and glittery, because I wanted to go with like an overall theme with his bag. His bag is pink, and I wanted everything in it to like be color coordinated, because that's the sort of lengths Emilio would go to. He is very fashionable and I love him. And he's got, oh my god, I was so excited about this. His keychain, I was like, he needs a key ring that represents some of his personality, but what should that key ring be? And then it clicked, he needs a pom-pom for a key ring. So he has the pink pom-pom, and he has the glittery, like the gold colored E with little gemstones stuck on it. And yeah, very Emilio right there. He's got a lollipop because, you know, if you get hungry, screw muesli bars. No, you don't want a muesli bar, you want a lollipop when you get hungry. So that's his rationale. And of course, lollipop wrappers come from lollipops, and he doesn't clean out his bag, so they're gonna be in there. He's got his sunglasses. He's got a random bit of paper with half a phone number on it. I don't know whose it is. I don't know, like, he obviously doesn't care. It's only half a phone number. He'll probably use it to write his shopping list on. And then he has his chapstick. Gotta keep them lips moisturized, because when you're out and about, the wind can blow, can dry them out. You need to keep them looking good. He's got a bracelet, which he obviously doesn't want to be wearing anymore. So he threw it in his bag, and then he never picked it back up. And finally, he's got a stick of PK gum, because that's the sort of gum that I have. So I was like, hell yeah, let's put some PK in there, because I feel like Emilio is a PK kind of guy, because I don't know, there's some people who are like extra, as in the chewing gum brand, and then other people are PK. But PK people are like a special breed of people, because you don't see many people talking about PK or chewing PK. It's an underrated brand of gum. It's really good. Check it out. I don't know why I'm advertising PK. PK should sponsor me, because I'm giving them all this free advertisement. But enough about PK. Y'all didn't come here to hear about PK, but here we are. This always happens. I always go off on such tangents every single time. It's because talking for 30 minutes without any kind of topic is really difficult. And yeah, I just end up babbling, and then this is what happens. And I mention it every Inktober video that I'm just babbling, but I just keep doing it. So the next Inktober video will obviously be the last Inktober video, so if you have any suggestions for things that you want me to talk about, let me know. Like, I don't want to bore y'all for 30 minutes, so if you got suggestions for the next one, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. And that is everything that is inside Emilio's bag. Look at him go. Have fun trying to shovel that back in your bag, Emilio. And then we have day 17, which was van life, and honestly, this was one of the ones that I was super excited about. Like, when I first saw the prompt list, this was one of the ones that made me go, maybe I should give that one a go, because things are looking good. This was a sketch that I'd already done, like, ages and ages and ages ago, like months ago, and I just left it as a sketch, so I decided to whip it back out, finish it up. There's like some, I don't know what to call it, anatomical errors. It's not but because there's no people, so it's not anatomy. But it's meant to be a Holden panel van, and this is not what the back of a Holden panel van looks like. That's what it looks like on the inside, but like the outside edges where the tail lights are and the top and everything, yeah, it's a bit iffy. I didn't use reference, okay? I should have used reference. It was one of those things that I sketched out without reference, and then I looked at a reference picture later and I was like, oh, that's not what that looks like. But for drawing the back of a car with no reference, I think I did a pretty good job. Like, especially a vintage car. Like, I have a slight advantage because growing up, my dad had one of these cars, so I've seen one in person. We lived with one in person for the first, 10 years of my life. So I kind of had the general gist of what it looked like from the back because I've been in one. So got a bit of an advantage there, but obviously my memory isn't photographic, so there's a couple of bits that are just a little bit off. But if you've never seen one before, you wouldn't know that. So, man, I'd freaking love to get my hands on a panel van. Like, I was so low-key mad when my dad sold his. I was like, I freaking loved that car. Why did you get rid of it? It was such a nice classic panel van. It was a Holden. They don't make Holdens in Australia anymore. So I was like, how could you do this? But that's why I think I forgot to mention this drawing is of the back of Adair's panel van. Part of the reason that I ended up giving Adair a panel van is because I high-key missed the panel van that my dad had. And yeah, I made it the same color and everything. And yeah, it's pretty on the nose, but I don't care. I always go on carsales.com and Gumtree and Facebook, and I look at panel vans and I'm like, man, I wish I could afford one of those. They're when they're all done up, they're $20,000 to $30,000 or around that sort. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm not good at this sort of thing. But they're pretty expensive. The car that I currently drive, it's a 1995 Mitsubishi Lancer. It cost us $1,000. So going from $1,000 car to a $30,000 car is a big step, and I don't have that kind of money. It's just one of those things. Probably will never have that kind of money. And you can get them really cheap if they're trash. You can get the body of one for $500, but usually they're rusted out. They don't have an engine, they don't have wheels or windows, and it would cost you more to redo it. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm rambling about panel vans now, but one day I either want to buy a panel van or learn how to restore one, because I think that would be really cool, and I could live out my little fantasy thing that I've got going here. Because in the story with Adair, he fixes up his panel van. It's not in the best shape when he gets it, and he and his dad fix it up together, and I'm like, I want that. I want to fix up my own panel van, but I'm gonna make Rusty and Adair do it because I don't have the mechanical knowledge. That's the thing about me. The thing that makes art so great is that I can just draw people doing all the things that I want to do instead of actually doing them, because part of me really wants to gain all the knowledge it would take to become a mechanic, but then not actually become a mechanic because I don't want to do it as a job. But then another part of me is I want to do everything it takes to become a carpenter, but I don't actually want to become a carpenter. So I've got all these different trades that I want to learn how to do but not actually do for a living. But at that point it's a waste of time to do the TAFE course or whatever to gain all the knowledge, because I've tried looking it up on the internet, bloody useless. But it won't teach you anything on the internet. You have to really dig for info on the internet. But that's beside the point. The point is that I can live out my little fantasies through my art. I can just make a character that's a carpenter. Then I don't have to become a carpenter. Bam. The only issue is that at the moment I'm a starving artist. I can draw all these people with fancy jobs, but I'm not earning any money. So, that's this took a turn. I really don't like complaining about money. Like, I'm sorry that you'll have to listen to me babble on like this. I hate complaining about earning money because I'm like, I'm the one who chose to be an artist. I'm the one who freaking chose the hardest or one of the hardest jobs to make a living of. So, like, it's the only thing I'm good at, but there's nothing stopping me, like, trying to find a job that will actually pay. Not to say that art doesn't pay. You just gotta hustle a little bit more than the average Joe. And this would be a great time to plug my Patreon. So my Patreon tiers are looking pretty dismal at the moment, but I'm going to be doing an update in the near future. It's gonna be happening. I'm thinking of adding physical rewards because when I made my Patreon, that was before I made my online store, which you can check out, link in bio or description. I always say link in bio in my videos. I mean description. Y'all know what I mean. But the thing is, as I was saying, when I made my Patreon, I didn't have an online store, so I'd never actually sent physical copies of my art to people, and I was kind of scared about that. But now that I've figured out, like, shipping prices and I've got to know it a little better, I'd be completely open to doing tiers with physical rewards now. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, I'll link my Patreon in the description, and if you have any ideas for things that you'd like to see over there, like, let me know, because one of my fears is that I'm not offering enough on Patreon. Like, I want people to get their money's worth, because being ripped off is the worst feeling on the planet. Believe me, I've been ripped off in the past, but I don't want to rip people off. So if you have, like, any suggestions for what I should do when updating my tiers, what you think would be worth what price and all that jazz, let me know. I'd love to know. Gabba-da-gabba. Gada-baka. That is all. I should probably talk about the new drawing in the background. As you can see, I sort of Frankensteined some sketches from my sketchbook together to make the base of what would become the next prompt, which was edible items. And I thought about just drawing food or whatever, but I'm really, like, I just like to draw my characters, and I wanted to draw my characters, so I thought I'm gonna draw Adair serving Emilio a meal, because Emilio is like a master chef. His mum taught him everything. Oh my lord, he could win a cooking competition like that. He is brilliant at cooking, and he loves cooking. So, like, they don't even take turns at cooking, because Emilio is like, I love cooking. This is the highlight of my day. I want to cook dinner. And I'm just... But obviously, with every hobby, sometimes you're just not in the mood. And this was probably one of those days. So, Adair took the reins on dinner and made spaghetti bolognese. And there's a reason that he made spaghetti bolognese, because I recently learned how to make spaghetti bolognese, and it's all I've been eating. And I love it, and I'm addicted to it, because I can't cook for shit, but I can cook spag bowl. But that's beside the point. So Adair is like, he's not a terrible cook. He's not a bad cook. He's just an average cook, like any of us, really. Anyone who doesn't have an interest in cooking is usually just average at it. And he made spag bowl, and he's getting a taste test from Emilio, and he's like super nervous. This is like MasterChef or something, because he's like, Emilio knows what good food tastes like, and if this tastes like crap, I'm not gonna get away with it. So he's like really nervous that it's not gonna taste good, and Emilio is gonna judge it because he's Master Chef Emilio. But Emilio loves it because Adair is an average cook, not a bad cook. So there we have it. That's the story behind this. And oh my, y'all, I think Adair looks so freaking cute in his little oven mitts. Like, I love him so much. Look at his little face right here. He's like squishing his cheeks and it's so adorable. Is anyone else like this about their characters, or am I just like, have I just lost it? Have I finally lost it? Again? Also, another thing that I want to address in this video that no one else is addressing, I thought I'd get comments about it, but I didn't. So I'm going to point it out so that you'll notice it, and then you won't be able to unhear it. Take a shot every time I go with my mouth. I'm listening back to my recordings and all I am hearing is, and I hate it so much, but I can't stop it. It's like an involuntary thing. And that's the thing about making voiceovers. You start to question everything. You're like, how many times in real life am I going in front of people? Like, people have to listen to me do that on a daily basis. How annoying am I to speak to? Because listening back to my voiceovers, I'm an annoying person. The sound of my voice is annoying. Is annoying. Like, how do people put up with me? I just listen back to that bit. I'm sorry if you're wearing earphones. Like, I'm not even wearing earphones, and I listen back to that whole thing about me going, and that was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. And if you had earphones, that would be like in your brain. Ew. Ew. If it makes you feel any better, just pretend that that's like the sound of Emilio stirring his spaghetti or something. It's just sound effects. It's not mouth noises, it's spaghetti noises. That doesn't make it better. Oh my God. Maybe I should start my own ASMR channel. That would be disgusting. But it would get the views. It would get the clicks. Ugh, maybe I should. I'd hate that. I would not be able to. It's hard enough listening back in the editing process and having to listen to your own voice for hours and hours and hours and try and edit it down. But imagine if I had an ASMR channel and I had to listen to disgusting sounds like that for hours. I would hate it, but I might do it. If you want to see that in a video, Alien in a Box attempts ASMR, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. As long as I learn not to breathe directly into the microphone like I just did, then maybe I could get somewhere with my ASMR career. Maybe that is my career path that I haven't considered yet. For good reason. Fun fact, I've had my iPad for, I don't even know how long at this point. I've had it for a while, long enough to know like how it works and all that jazz. I only just figured out that the microphone's at the top. This whole time I thought it was at the bottom. So if my videos sound like I'm talking from like 10 meters away, that's probably why, because I was all the way over here going, hello everyone, it's me, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But really I should have been over here because that's where the microphone is. This whole video has turned into an absolute train wreck. Oh my God. I thought that like my first Inktober video was rambly, and then the second one I thought was just boring, but you know, I had nothing else to post. So I was like, yeah, like I posted Inktober week 2 for the art so that y'all could see the art, because the voiceover was the most boring thing I've ever heard in my life. And Inktober week 3, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm sorry, because this is just a wild ride that we are going on together. I'm just spitting out words left, right, and center with no clue what's happening. And yeah, with my videos that I record voiceovers for, I don't really edit a lot because I record it through iMovie, and it's really freaking difficult to edit audio for some reason. Like, it's hard to split it in the right place and cut things up and move them around and stuff, especially on iPad. So I just don't. I just let it happen and just don't edit, which isn't the ideal way to make a video, but here we are. So yeah, we're on to the next one now. Didn't even notice that. This one I was so freaking excited about, y'all. I'm still excited about it. This is a fantastical beast, and another prompt that made me want to use this prompt list, because I wanted to draw a dare as a werewolf, and I've been putting it off because I'm scared, because I can't draw animals. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to draw a dare as a werewolf. But I drew him in my sketchbook first try, and he looked so cute. Look at him. This is the specific drawing that I did first in my sketchbook, and I was like in love instantly with my little Adair wolf. Adair wolf! Oh! So you can expect that the moment Inktober is over, maybe even before it's over, I will just be drawing Adair wolves and nothing else, because he's so cute. Look at him. Look. You have nothing else to look at, but I'm like, look, because I just love him so much. He's so cute as a werewolf. Ah! It's like a whole thing now, a whole AU, because I've started thinking about like the lore behind it, and it's like, if anyone's ever seen the 1985 movie Teen Wolf starring Michael J. Fox, that's the sort of werewolf that we're going for here. None of this like, you know how some werewolves, they look really scary? He's not. A werewolf is just a nice pure werewolf. He changes every now and then when the moon is full. Sometimes when he gets upset or angry, he'll change. Sometimes he'll just change for the sake of it. And yeah, he doesn't eat people or anything. He just, like, his senses are heightened. He grows fur and fangs and pointy ears and eats dog food for a little while. I don't know. But yeah, he's harmless as a werewolf because he's harmless as a human. You know, like, Adair is one of those really pure characters in the canon story where he's just really nice. He's a genuinely nice person. So I didn't want to turn him into this horrible monster. I just wanted to make him this cute little werewolf, and I love how it turned out. Can you tell that I love how it turned out? Another important piece of lore is, I don't know if this is a thing with werewolves. I honestly don't know anything about werewolves, okay? So if I get things wrong, it's not my fault. But I think it's a thing that if you get, like, bitten by a werewolf, you become a werewolf. But not in my world, baby. This is like a hereditary thing, genetic thing, whatever you want to call it, which means Rusty is a werewolf, y'all. Take that in. More drawing ideas for the future. But yeah, if he bites Emilio, which why the hell would he bite Emilio? That would be mean. Don't bite people, okay? But if he did bite Emilio, Emilio wouldn't turn into a werewolf. So he's safe. Everyone's safe. All is well. He just becomes a pointy, hairy, dog-like person. It's a bit weird, but that's the route that we're heading down. Another werewolf thing, silver bullets. If you shoot a werewolf with a silver bullet, he will probably die or get very hurt because it's a bullet, okay? It doesn't matter that it's silver. The fact that it's silver isn't gonna kill him. The fact that he's just been shot is gonna kill him. So don't worry. There's no death in this AU. No one's gonna get shot, but just a little tidbit of information that I wanted to share with y'all, that the whole silver bullet thing to me has always just seemed so stupid. Like, who cares? It's a bullet. Of course it's gonna hurt you. Like, Jesus Christ. In my world, a werewolf is less like a wolf that you'd find out in the wild eating a child or something. I don't know what wolves eat, but if they're anything like dingoes, they'll steal your baby. But yeah, he's less like one of those and more like the family dog that just loves belly pats and treats and food and belly pats and all that good stuff. Fetch is a good one. Scratches behind the ears. They like scratches behind the ears. Yeah. I want to go pat Lobo now. Lobo's my dog, by the way, if you didn't know. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see Lobo in my Instagram stories, because I love him. Shout out to you, Lobo. I'm going to go pat you after this. While I'm sitting here plugging my Instagram, I'd also like to plug my Twitter, because when I got Twitter, I didn't really get it, so I didn't really use it, and then I gradually just didn't like it. But I recently got back on there and I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. And I'm posting there. I used to just post links to my YouTube videos there all the time, which would have been annoying as hell to anyone who was following me. But now I post actual things. And I'm considering posting some of my art there, but I don't really want to repeat stuff that I post on Instagram. So I might post like sketches or stuff. I don't know. Twitter just seems like a better place to post work in progress photos, because you don't have like a grid that will look messed up if you post like sketches and stuff. Because I really like the way my Instagram grid is looking at the moment. Because with all these Inktober illustrations, it just looks really nice and neat and put together. I'm not really one to get too like anxious about how my grid looks, but it is nice when it all looks good. But yeah, Twitter just feels like the place where you can dump sketches and people are gonna be like, yeah, this is cool. It's just the way it's laid out. But anyway, I think I've talked your ears off enough by now. You're probably sick of hearing from me by coming to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next one in a week's time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!